Ready to kickstart your WebdriverIO journey? Well, this video will have you up and running in no time. Hey there, I'm Dilpreet. Today I'll be showing you how to set up a brand new WebdriverIO project using the powerful WebdriverIO Starter Toolkit. So don't miss out on this quick and easy guide. Let's dive right in. So I'm over here on the WebdriverIO homepage, and the very first thing I'm going to do is click on the Get Started button. Alright, so on this getting started page, we're going to first go to our system requirements to make sure we have all the things ready to go ahead and work with our WebdriverIO project. So what you need is to have Node.js installed, and you need to make sure you have at least 16 or higher version installed in your machine. Now, if you do not have Node.js installed, you can also go ahead and install NVM, which will allow you to manage multiple Node.js version. Alright, assuming you have Node.js installed and set up on your machine, now we're going to go ahead and initiate our WebdriverIO project. So if you already have an existing project created, in that case, you can simply run this command. Now it will go ahead and install WebdriverIO in your root directory. In my case, I want to create a new project, so I'm going to copy this command. And now I'm going to open up my terminal to execute this command. Alright, so in my terminal, I'm going to paste in that command and then remove the path. And I'm going to replace the path with the project name. So in my case, it's going to be WebdriverIO project. So this will go ahead and create a new directory called WebdriverIO project, and it will install all of the packages there. So here it's asking me whether it wants to install this following package, create WDIO. I'm going to type in Y to install that package. So there you go, it's creating a new directory called WebdriverIO project, and it's also setting up our package.json file and installing the WebdriverIO CLI package. Alright, so we have our WebdriverIO CLI package installed, which opened up this WebdriverIO configuration wizard for me. So it will allow me to customize the project the way I want. Now, if you do not want to customize this, you could also simply just run the npm init command using the -- yes flag. So right over here, you can simply just execute this command, and it will go ahead and set up the project using the default options, which is going to be Mocha with Chrome using page object pattern. But in our case, we're going to customize it. So here, I can select the path. So the path is already correct. So I'm just going to simply type in Y and hit enter. Test be launched from. I can select local for end-to-end testing. Let's say if I'm doing end-to-end for web and mobile application. But if you're doing unit and component, then you can select browser. Now where your automation backend is located, if you're running it on some kind of cloud service, you can select that. In my case, I'm running it on my local. So I'm going to hit enter for that. You can also select the framework that you want to go with. So let's say if you're using Cucumber, you can go with that. Same with Jasmine. In my case, I'm going to go with Mocha. Now, if you want to use compiler, let's say you want to go with Babel or TypeScript, you can select that over here. I'm going to go with default, no compiler at the moment. Now, WebdriverIO also auto-generates some test file for you just to get you up and running quickly. So in my case, I'm going to type in yes to auto-generate some test file for me. Now it will ask you for the path. So just hit enter for the default path. Now it can also go ahead and create page objects for you by default. So I'm going to select yes, that go ahead and create the page objects for me. And then also select yes here for the default option. Now, which reporter do you want to use? You can decide which reporter you want to go with. Let's say spec reporter, dot reporter, Leo reporter, and so on. You can also hit the space key to select multiple reporter. So in my case, let's say I will go with spec reporter as well as the JUnit reporter. And as you can see here, it has selected spec and JUnit. Now, if I want to use some plugin, I can select that here. I don't want to go with any plugins, so I'll hit enter over there. All right, same thing here if you want to add some kind of service in your test setup. So in this case, let's say if you're running it on Chrome, you can select the Chrome driver service. If you're running it on Firefox, you can select the Gecko driver, and same with other services as well. So I'll simply go with Chrome driver for now. And here you can add in your base URL on where you want to run all of your tests from. So let's say I want to run all of my tests from the WebdriverIO website. So I'm going to copy that base URL and paste that there. All right, so this is going to be my base URL now. And I'm going to hit enter. Now, finally, it's asking me, do I want to install all of these packages? So yes, I do. I will select yes over here. And there you go. Now it's going to go ahead and install all the WebdriverIO packages for you. So you have the local runner, which is what we selected. It's installing Mocha framework. It's going with the spec reporter. It's also installing the JUnit reporter because that's what we went with. And now it's installing Chrome driver service along with the actual driver for Chrome. Okay, so all of my packages have been successfully installed. Now to run my test, which is the sample test that we generated, I can simply cd into the project. So I'm going to do cd WebdriverIO project. And then I can run this command, which is npm run WDIO. So I'm going to copy that command. And I will simply paste it here. So this will go ahead and run our test in the Chrome browser using the auto-generated test that it created. So there you go, it just opened up my Chrome browser and it's going to the login page, entering the username and password, and then verifying that it is successfully logged in. And look at that, I have my one test passing. So there you go, our new WebdriverIO project is all set up and we were able to successfully run our first test. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to this channel for latest updates.